Hey, welcome to the Seven Frames Frequency podcast with me, Iona Meade, at the Soul Legacy TV, Spiritual Business Success with Iona. And I knew I was going to sneeze, and I was like, let me hold it until I do the intro. Welcome to this episode. Thank you for joining me. Today is what I call Health Freedom Tuesday. So I'm going to be talking about balancing your health and your wealth as a spiritual entrepreneur, as a light worker, as a service-based business owner, because I know oftentimes we get so busy serving, doing all of the most for everyone else, and we sometimes forget ourselves. And if you haven't, then fantastic, good for you. And if you have, then that's okay. So time to focus on you as well, your health. So the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast, if you are new to me, what happens is we talk about manifesting and balancing your light work and your lifestyle, and what spiritual business success to you looks like, including these 7 areas for living an intentional life. And so the 7 areas for the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast is contribution freedom. We talk about that. I go live daily on this YouTube podcast talking about your contribution freedom and the frequency of that, so you can manifest your vision, your values, and your vibration. You match that. And so your health freedom is today balancing your health and your wealth. And Wednesdays is emotional freedom of the 7 freedoms frequency. Thursdays is environmental freedom. Fridays is relationship freedom. Saturdays is spiritual freedom, and financial freedom is Sunday. So when I speak about our health, I want to frame it in that context, right? Because I don't believe that any level of success should come at the expense and the cost of another area of our life. Yes, we might not work on all areas in equal measure, but I wanted to have a life where things were working in harmony. So if you are new to me and you don't know, I've gone through many spiritual awakenings, and one of the last ones was around my health and feeling burnt out. And I was fostering 3 children under 5, as you do. And I experienced burnout, but it was an awakening to know what I didn't want to experience anymore, and actually to step into my business online and create that life-work balance, and know what that really meant for me. Do you know what I mean? So the 7 Freedoms Frequency podcast is us just looking back and reflecting on how you're balancing your health and your wealth with your business, right? Is that spiritual business success? Yes, we have a calling. Yes, we want to serve others. Yes, we want to show up, speak out, and serve deep. But also, if we don't have our health, we kind of don't have anything. And I never used to put as much focus on it until I was burnt out, right? Until you actually go through something. So you can go through a spiritual awakening on many different levels. Let me know if you've had a spiritual awakening on health. Welcome. Let me know where you're watching from, and let me know if you are new to me. Give this episode, this YouTube podcast, a thumbs up. Please do share it out, because I really do believe that as light workers, as service-based business owners, as spiritual entrepreneurs, it's really important to, yes, be in service, do our divine work, our soul work in the world, but also create a community where it's okay to have that success and have you be at the center of that. And it's not selfish, right? So in today's episode, I want to reflect back and encourage you to journal. This is my video journal, right? So I have the Soul Legacy Journal. Again, if you are new to me, this is the Soul Legacy TV, Spiritual Business Success with Iona. I'm the founder of the Soul Legacy Academy, and I'm the creator of the Soul Legacy Journal. This is a notebook. I call it 365 Days of Your Spiritual Awakening Story. A co-created soul path to spiritual alchemy for light workers. This is where we alchemize our journey. This is where we turn our wounds into wisdom. This is where we actually get honest about what is going on with us in every single area of our life, and take time and pause and reflect and release and allow and let go and manifest. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just such a beautiful, beautiful time for me. Hey, love. Oh, girl. Shamanic Soul Sister TV. Yay. Oh, the Shamanic Soul Star. You're my soul sister. Cosmic Inner Healing. Now, That is just such a beautiful, beautiful thank you. Kelini is the host of Shamanic Soul Star TV, Cosmic Inner Healing. And I love that. I love that. I would put the capitals for the I and the H. And again, if you are new to me, if you're watching on the replay, Kalini and I are working together as part of my purpose is to support you in your spiritual business success, but spiritual business and your calling. And we're working together at creating a YouTube channel, which I'll talk about more so. So I love seeing that come to fruition. I love that. Is just beautiful. So here at the Soul Legacy TV is for me to support you in birthing your light in the world and adding your transformation. And I was told when I first went on this journey to transitioning to YouTube, it is that one of my students said, it was chemistry. She said, I can imagine the Soul Legacy TV literally birthing, popping out like other YouTube channels. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. And that is like amazing. So thank you so much for joining me. So we're talking about health, balancing our health and wealth. So every single Tuesday, we come back to what our health means to us. And if you look back at your health over this last week, is like, okay, when you reflect on it, where are you with your health? How are you feeling about your health? And I'm going to talk about in detail the areas of health that I think about. So just in general, like, are you in soul funk or soul flow around your health? And we rate between a 1 and 11. The 1 is you're feeling in soul funk, and that's absolutely fine. 11, you're like in soul flow. And I will say, when I do my rating, we do our rating every single day on the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast. Meaning that when we check in, it's just a quick way to like how you're vibing, how you're high vibing or low vibing. Either's fine, but the idea is for you to come and spend time with me to raise your vibrational frequency. Now, this again is my marketing. It's my YouTube podcast on my YouTube channel, but it's also for me. It's my spiritual practice and ritual, right, for living an intentional life and for my students. So it's a way for us to check in. And again, I have a 2-hour monthly coaching call to support my students. And this episode is streamed out in the Soul Legacy Academy. So I repurpose everything. And so I'm going to frame all of the areas of our health that I talk about on that call. And I also talk about on my spiritual business vision board challenge. So Shamanic Soul Star says it is all coming together. It's so exciting, isn't it? Isn't it? It's just absolutely beautiful. I love the cosmic and I love the inner healing. I absolutely love it. Somebody's just messaged me and said, get started on my page, on my YouTube, on my Facebook page. I've had like people reaching out to me, calling me sir. Like sometimes you'll get a little bit like people will be a bit spammy because they see you like branching out there, but it's okay. It's cool. All right. So so when we check in for the 11, between the 11, the 1 and 11, at the end of the week, we want to add up our score and see how high vibe we have been and see what a roller coaster we are going on emotionally, and then see where actually this area needs a little bit more work, because we want to have that manifest that life work balance, right? So if you are new to me, I have, and you'll see in the cards, in the show notes, in the description of this YouTube podcast episode, I have a spiritual business vision board party and a bank 50K in 50 days challenge to support you in your spiritual business success, but also support you in your vision. Living an intentional life starts with your vision for me. Then it starts with your values, being in alignment with them, and then raising your vibration. And on day 2 of that vision board challenge, it's the 7 days. And so we talk about contribution on day 1, and again, all of the 7 areas. But on day 2, we talk about health. And I go into really great depth that I won't go into deep here, but I want to refer to it. And we refer to it every single Tuesday. So it helps you navigate, like, this is my vision. This is what I want to experience in this area of my life. Okay, let's journal it. Let's come back to it every week. We release it. We visualize it. We take soul-guided action. We implement what we need. Sometimes we do great. Sometimes we drop off. Tuesdays is a time for you to come back to balancing your health and your wealth. Okay. So hopefully that makes sense. And if it doesn't, watch the vision board challenge and then come back. Yes, stars. Hello. Let me know who you are. Thank you for the stars. um, so let's do this. So in the vision board challenge for day 2, and again, when you do your vision board challenge, I have a space for you to share it in the group. It's called Spiritual Business Vision Board Bank 50K in 50 Days Challenge. Yes, hey, gorgeous. How you doing? I'm going to be starting to do my live at 11:11 UK time daily, because that's when it's supposed to be done. I'm like, it's supposed to be, but I've been like a free spirit, and I'm like, okay, let me do it at a regular time. So it will be earlier. So when on the vision board challenge, yes, I think you watched day 2, right? I have a call on the hour. Okay, what time is it now? It's cool. Oh, you got 7 minutes with me? That's all right. You can watch the replay. Gorgeous. Have fun on your call. If you like hop off, that's fine. And thank you for spending this time with me. So if you've done the vision board challenge, right, the 7-day vision board challenge, I talk about health, and I talk about your emotional health, your physical health, your social health, your spiritual health, your emotional health and physical health. I don't know if I said all of them. I probably did. But when you think of your health in terms of on your vision board, when you create that vision, what I want to know is, are you now, because I do it live on the second week in December annually from Monday to Sunday, right? So it's 7 days that we spend together. You can do it at any point. You can do it over and over again. But what you will leave is with images and a video montage that you can play. Now, what I want you to do is check in every single Tuesday. You're going to like flow in your health every single day, but I want you to check in. That's 4 times in a month with your health, because your health is important. Are you living in alignment? How are you launching your day, leading your day, and leaving your day in terms of your health, in terms of your emotional health, your physical health, your spiritual health, your environmental health, your all the health, right? Like once I start saying a few, I'm like, you get the picture, right? If you are not taking any action towards looking after yourself, and you are trying to, on a Monday, we talk about contribution freedom, and you're trying to do all the most for everybody else out there, you are going to burn yourself out. And your girl has been through that burnout. And I'm not trying to prevent like your pathway. That's absolutely fine. But I'm here for you to hold space for when you are ready to elevate. Because at burnout, we're experiencing lower vibrational emotions. We're at a low vibrational frequency, and it's not the match to the life and the experience balancing that health and wealth that you want to really experience, right? So I'm here for it. Not to beat yourself up, but how are you launching, leading, and leaving your day? For me, it's the time for me to reflect and check in. And I will say that my days do not look like they used to look. That my days do not look like they have been looking for the last few months. I've been like just really slow, really slowing down, and allowing different experiences in my life. Yes, my business, I'm like all in. It just said 13:33. Yes, I've been up in the middle of the night getting downloads, and that always happens to me. Like the 13:33, the 111 I've been seeing. So I talk about spiritual freedom, and the guidance comes in. So let me do this. When we think of our health, right? So this is the way the intentional living codes happens for me. This is my soul signature system. When I think of each area for living an intentional life, I go back to health, and I take my health of how I'm contributing in the world. So when I'm going, there's times for me to go and hustle and be hard at it and do 10 hours, 12 hours, 15 hours a day. And then there's times to be softer and relax. And this right now wasn't planned, but it's a time to be softer and relax. Okay. Oh, why are 2 people on my Facebook page? Come on, stop messaging me. So then I'm watching your live. Get off my live. Stop messaging me on my live. Oh my gosh. Okay, it's time to block some people. All right. So I need an assistant. I have an assistant, and I don't like bring her to the forefront. I will. Anyway, so when we think of your health, we want to think of how healthy is your business. How healthy is your business model? How healthy are you being? Are you working around the clock? Are you getting up in the middle of the night? All of it is fine. But that balancing and that manifesting life work balance is not doing that on the long term. I hustle, I do whatever. If I'm in a season, it's like, okay, well, this is on hold for a minute, hot minute. It's conscious. But also, we've got to look after ourselves, right? So, whatever feels good to you, there's no rules. It doesn't matter what anybody else is doing. Who cares, right? When we think of our health, we think of our emotional health. So if something doesn't feel good, or if we're thinking thoughts and we're having feelings that are not supportive to that big vision, is where we want to check ourselves. We think of health and the environment. And so I slowed down because of my environment, right? And I was like, okay, it's got to feel good to me. It's got to feel really, really good. So just check in. Like, what can you do? Where can you adjust? Where are you thinking thoughts and feelings that are supporting you or non-supportive? And just cleaning all of that stuff up. Where are you thinking in terms of your relationships? The health of your relationships is huge. And the health of the relationship with you and you, massive. Spiritual business success is only going to come from you. And the health of the relationships. I was listening to the book You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. I'm sure that you've heard of this book, right? Let me know if you have. On my daily walk, so I walk down to my niece's, do this live, and Louise Hay was talking about success and being in the frequency of success and sowing the seeds for success, whatever success means to you. And if you have fear of success, is like, oh, you've got to really discern what success means for you. And in relationship, having a successful relationship is part of what is on my vision board. Not only the relationship with me, but the relationship with you guys, having healthy relationships, living a healthy lifestyle, calling in a soul tribe, not people that I don't want to ever work with. And Louise Hay was using examples of, well, if you're in a job or what have you, or in business, but she was using it, you're in a job and you don't really like it, and there's lots of things going on. She's like, bless it, bless where you are, and bless the boss, and bless the colleagues, and it's the shifting in your own emotions, the shifting in your own thoughts. And then Louise Hay was talking about, like, for whatever situation you're in, whatever area of your life, blessing that and being good with that, kind of just making that peace with where you are. So I've noticed that that's what I've been doing, and surrendering and manifesting. I have on my vision board a relationship with my husband and having a healthy relationship, because I haven't always, do you know what I mean? There's elements of a relationship that has impacted my health, has impacted my purpose, has impacted my environment greatly, actually. So for me, it's like really just slowing down. And one of my soul sisters had said to me today of, you're manifesting, and you're manifesting a relationship, and, how does that feel? Does it feel good? You're speaking a lot, you're blah, blah, blah. And I said, my life and my relationship is part of my purpose. I don't want to be pushed and pulled by business to the degree where I don't have time for a relationship. There was a time where I'm like, I sacrificed so much because I was in the learning phase. And so I've done it. And so if I want to spend the whole day speaking to my best friend, my lover, my what have you, then I'm going to do that. I want the freedom to be able to do that, if that makes sense. And so I'm looking back and I'm recognizing, okay, how healthy are my relationship? How healthy is the relationship with me? How healthy is my connection to spirit, to my spirituality, to my soul guidance over this last week? And I will kid you not, I prayed today. Like, I got on my knees and prayed today for the first time in my life. That spiritual connection, trusting it, is like, it's bigger than me. It's bigger than me. And it feels good. It feels good. It's like a whole lot of emotions, which I'll talk about on Emotional Freedom Wednesday tomorrow. But it's just trusting. How connected are you for your spiritual business and manifesting that life work balance? I know if you do not choose wisely and discern who you have in your life. And Louise Hay was talking about that, the relationships in your life. I'm telling you, it can take you on a path and a trajectory that is so far off where you do envision. So it's just like bringing that spirituality. When you think of your finances, how healthy are your finances? How healthy is your bank balance? How much are you allowing to be received? And how much are you giving? Like, is there equal energy exchange for that? And again, I'm sitting still, and I'm not, like when you're like working harder and harder and you envision yourself working really hard. I wanted to have that freedom for the finances to come to me. And over this last week, I'm discerning, like, okay, if I want to have this life, like, what do I need to do? There's a level of automation that needs to come. So I'm not in that chasing the money. Do you know what I mean? Like, what does life look and feel like, and what has life looked and felt like for you in terms of balancing your health and your wealth? For me, having this space to live intentionally and have this be part of my business, it keeps me on track. It keeps me current. It keeps me expressing gratitude for every single area of my life. And so hopefully by me sharing my journey, it's inspiring to you, for you to be able to say, okay, what is important to me? Okay, am I looking after myself? Am I getting enough sleep? Am I nourishing my body? Am I exercising? What do you have on your vision board? And is it what you really want? And if it isn't, change it. And if it is, do it. Do you know what I mean? So for the next segment of the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast, we talk about how you feel. We also talk about how you're launching your day, leading your day, and leaving your day, including all of the things, including manifesting that life work balance. Like, it's not just one thing. I won't come on here and talk about one thing. It makes no sense, because you have all areas of your life, and depending on what is going on in one area of life is going to hit another area of your life, right? And so there's a framework for you to reference and to check in, right? So the next segment for the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast and this journaling process for me is, okay, what do you, 1 to 3 things do you need to do over this next week to improve your health, balancing that health and well-being, and having a healthy lifestyle, or let go of? It might be just one thing. You're like, actually, that's not serving me. That's not making me feel as healthy as I could. This is not having me feel as high vibrational as I could be. It might be food. It might be water. It might be sleep. It might be whatever it is. It might be letting go of something or someone, or surrendering. What is it? Like, literally deciding in this moment, setting the intention, because we're living an intentional life. Set that intention over this next week to move into it slowly, right? Shamanic Soul Star TV says, I'm being much kinder to myself. I've had a tough week, but I'm going back to my healing roots to keep me balanced. Thank you for sharing that. And being much kinder to yourself. Yes. And I think actually, like, because of our work together, we've shared quite a lot. So I know your backstory, and I love it. And you have had a really tough week. And the fact that you're going back into those roots, and you've shared with me that, when you are tougher, it sabotages, it derails you, right? And so the more that I work with my soul clients and my soul tribe, and I'm showing up, it supports me in being real, in being true. Like, I can't come on camera and be a false version of me. It just doesn't work. So, the more that I share, the more that you guys are like, oh, actually, Iona, thank you. This is going on for me as well. So being kinder to yourself, like, it's a non-negotiable. It's a value. Kindness is a value, and kindness is a value for me in my soul work. It's a value for me to me. It's a value to me in my relationships. And so when we are aligned with our vision and we are aligned with our values, kindness, we have to implement it. Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, I'm not being as kind to myself as I would be to somebody else. What do I need in this moment? And yeah, you have had a really tough week, and so that speaks volumes to me in terms of the health and, the emotional health, the physical health, the spiritual health, the social health, the environmental health, all of the things. One of the things that I stand for at the Soul Legacy TV and the Spiritual Business Success is walking our own talk. And the fact that you've had a tough week and you're going back to your own healing roots and your own tools, that is why we go through what we go through, right? In my opinion, that is why we go through a dark night of the soul. That is why we go through a spiritual awakening. To have that awakened soul, we need more people that are awake for real. And then discerning, like, okay, well, what are the tools that I can use to move through this myself? And when I've moved through it, give back. That's that spiritual alchemy. So whatever you are going through now, I know and I trust that your soul clients you're going to get those lessons to go through. And so when they go through it, and I know some of the parts of your work that you're focusing on now and we're focusing on together, absolutely, it's like that's gonna, you've done so much. So I'm sending you so much love. You're such a beautiful soul. It's just such a joy to have you in my life and in my sphere, and for us to be divinely guided is just phenomenal for me. It really is. It just reminds me of who I am, where I am, what's important to me. So thank you. And I'm so happy. Just touching one person at a time is just, it makes me emotional. So thank you. All right, next segment. Let's do the cards, right? Then we'll do gratitude. Then we'll do the Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge, right? Okay. So I talked about You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. Every single day I'll read a book or listen to a book, and the Audible book was that today. I try and refer whatever book. We all love books. I know you love books as well. I try and refer to a book where I will just get whatever it is that I need, will like affirm. And Louise Hay was talking about the affirmations and stuff to support us, and whether you're into affirmations or not, but the words that we speak really do matter, right? The words that we speak in our head, right? The words that we say to ourselves and the words that we say to others, the words carry vibrations. A part of living an intentional life. It's an inside job, right? So I pulled a card. I tried to pull a card. Two came up today. And so I'm going to go with this one first. It's Shanika, a sacred self. And I haven't looked it up, but I'm going to read it. Okay. So just to give a little bit of a break and just to connect back with you. This says, unleash your spirit, express your gifts, dance with the rhythm of life. And so we'll see what comes up for me and what comes up for you, because I do believe that this is just a part of the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast. I'm trying to find the page. I think this is a part of the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast, and the Keepers of the Light really speak to me. It's the only oracle card deck that I have, and I know that many of my students have. I've got one student who has, and you know who you are if you watch this, who has like over 100 decks. I'm like, holy freaking moly. But this is mine. So this is our connection. So today it's sacred self, right? Unleash your spirit, express your gifts, dance with the rhythm of life. And the rhythm of life it's not always in the same flow as you expect it to be, but it is that rhythm. It is that ebb and flow. It is that dance, right? So Shanika is, I think I'm saying it right, is the twin flame of the Holy Spirit. It is the female aspect of the God particle or creation energy. Excuse me. She is more of the essence than a being. She is more of an essence than a being, but she has the ability to show herself in ways that we will understand. She is acknowledged in the sacred teachings of Judaism and also the Sophia of Christ. I can't say that word, gnostic. You'll have to tell me how to say that, Kalini. Gospel. She is a powerful female voice of spirit who is here to bring about equality and to help the world move from the male-only image of God. She reminds us that God is all-loving and all-accepting. Whenever she appears in a reading, she points out the change makers, the love creators and the gift sharers of the world, who are here to unite all hearts around the world. And what I want to say is to that is, as I was saying earlier, is my soul sister was like, you know, you're going about manifesting the relationship in your life with my husband. And I'm like, I know that is part of my purpose. And that right there, and that surrendering, that on my knees is just speaking to it, right? I'll pull up that. Yes, goosebumps, right? Excuse me. Whenever she speaks, I'm going to read that again in a reading. She points out the change makers, the love creators, and the gift sharers of the world. It's going to make me emotional. Who are here to unite all hearts around the world. And that is my heart first, right? My heart first. And it's beautiful. It's just such a beautiful energy. Extended message. Excuse me. Don't feel the need to hold back or dampen your spirit. Ooh, this is time to celebrate. This is a feeling of dance and joy around you. Sorry, there is a feeling of dance and joy around you at this time as you fully recognize your splendor. You are a sacred being. Hey, love. I will come to your comment in just a second. You are a sacred being who defies gravity every day, and just being alive and brings a sense of balance and equality to the world. I'm going to read that again. You are a sacred being who defies gravity every day, just by being alive, and brings an essence of balance and equality to the world. Can I get an amen? Way! Wow! Goosebumps, Galini says. Good morning, beautiful. Finally able to catch you live. Let me know who you are and where you are, because it's not saying your name. Beautiful, beautiful soul. What time is it for me? Can I get an amen? It's 3 p.m. Well, like 15 minutes past 3 p.m. For me, and I'm going to be doing my lives consistently. Can I get an amen? Whoop, whoop. Oh, you gave me the purple heart. You have me crying. That's my son. So the next card that just happened to come out today. Thank you for. Oh, do you know what? You guys just absolutely light me up. That's why I say, you know what? Radha, I'm looking up. That's why when I come on, I'm like, do you know what? Whoever needs to hear whatever they need to hear will come together. And as I grow my soul tribe, is just like, oh, come on, bring in my soul family. Let's go. Thank you so much. And I get an amen. All right, so let's go with this one. It speaks to me in ways that we just we just can't even comprehend. So soul flame, rediscover a lost part of yourself, experience relationship harmony and healing. Now, I can't. So as I shared, you may not have noticed the part, or you've been on at the part of the episode where I said, I literally prayed for the first time. You guys, I'm like, amen. That praying, like you both give me the amen, the praying. Listen, you girl, I was on my knees. I'm like, here you go. I trust. I trust. And it's just such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful time for me. And to read that experience relationship harmony and healing is what I've asked for. And what I want to say is, yes, the Seven Freedoms frequency is about elevating and raising your vibrational frequency, but it's also noticing what you're feeling and allowing yourself to feel that in that moment, and surrender that and know that that is healing. Feeling the feeling is not rejecting the feeling. It's not like avoiding the feeling. It's feeling the feeling in its rawest form, and acknowledging that where you are, and releasing and letting go, and that allows you to elevate. It's not denying the pathway. It's not like, well, I've got this on my vision board, it's going to be plain sailing, and I never have to do anything that feels hard, or that feels like it's work, like it's the soul work, as you say, Kalini, like the shadow work, like the releasing. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh man. All right, so the Hindu goddess Radha is the divine feminine counterpart of the twin flame Krishna. This is big for me, and I was asked to hold the hand of my potential future husband entrusts through the fear. And I was like, okay. So your girl is like, I'll talk about it more on Relationship Freedom Friday, but there's definitely an essence to India too. So she is considered to represent Shakti, the divine feminine and creative spirit of the universal life force. Without the feminine, the male cannot be created. Ooh. And for this reason, Shakti is the powerful force that is honored and cherished. Radha is completely devoted to her partner and illustrates the age-old adage. Oh my gosh, I can't even. Whoa. Wow. Okay. You know what I'm going to say, right? Behind every powerful man is a powerful woman. She is dedicated to support all those who seek relationship harmony and healing. At one point, she learned what it's like to be separate from Krishna, and she can also bring great healing to those who are suffering the loss of a partner or separation. Wow. Extended message, loving union, connection, and my head feels swimmy. Loving union, connection, and relationship harmony are key at this time. It's important to remember, though, that relationships won't make you whole exactly. Only your own love can do that. Yes, you now have opportunities to find lost parts of yourself, and that's the healing that you're offering me, Kalini. So thank you. Oh wow. Only love can do that. You now have opportunities to find lost parts of yourself. Is this resonating with you guys? Because I'm like on another level. My head's like just blown right now. Maybe sensual aspects of the capacity to cherish yourself. The relationships around you will then begin to reflect the love you have for yourself. Increased romance, love, and opportunities to express divine harmony through the love of all becoming apparent in your life. You deserve divine love, and Radha, with the Shakti presence, is here to awaken this loving connection within you now. I cannot even tell you, I can't even express, like, being able to do this for a job. It's like, wow. Honoring intentional living. So the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast stands for the seven freedoms is the intentional living codes, and every single code, the seven freedoms, the seven areas, my code is going to be different to your code, right? My frequency is going to be different to your frequency. But what I know is honoring my frequency, the vibration is going to make so much difference to me and to you. And so when I think about the intentional living codes, the Cheers to Financial Freedom frequency is about rising, and residing at that frequency. And I do it on a daily. And I tell you what, like, following that soul guidance does not cease to amaze me. Like, every single day I get to follow my soul guidance, I talk about being a soul guided influencer. This is not the influencer out there that is like all up in the sales, the salesy marketing and the salesy this and the salesy influence. We have influence on people regardless, right? Our energy influences regardless. But when we're able to sit in a space of being guided by our soul and being guided by our soul in the presence of others live, that for me is like, blows my mind. It blows my mind. It literally blows my mind. With that, we're going to go through the Bank 50K in 50 days challenge in a second. But what I want to do is express gratitude. And if you know me, you know I'm going to run through this quite quickly because I want to respect your time. Usually we have an hour and we've like got 20 minutes left, and I'll try to get done faster than that. I want to respect your time again. So the Seven Freedoms Frequency way, the soul guided influencers way of expressing gratitude. You may do this in a journal yourself. This is my journaling process, and it is come about over me refining what I wanted to experience. And we know the power of gratitude. I don't have to convince you of that, right? But are you doing it consistently? And are you doing it with each of these 7 areas in mind? This is the way that we rise and reside to the Cheers to Financial Freedom frequency. So I say I'm happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate. That's the energy, right? And it might be something from the past, something from the present, or something from the predicted future. And because I do the spiritual business vision board party and Bank 50K 50 Days challenge, when we do our vision board, in order for our vision board to manifest, before it manifests, we need to elevate our vibration. Life doesn't need to change for you to elevate your vibration. Shit will go on, and we still need to choose to focus on the things that elevate our vibration, witnessing the thing and being grateful. Regardless, we're breathing, so we're grateful, right? So we bring all of the 7 areas into our life, and I just do this every single day. You do it. I call it soul speaking into existence, kind of like with Louise Hay saying her affirmations. But I am happy and grateful, and I appreciate these areas, right? So you can write it down, journal it, do it anyway. I invite you to do a intentional living codes commitment for 49 days. Express gratitude the soul guided influences way. If you find this helpful, and the reason why I'm able to show up, speak out, and serve deep in this way is because I express gratitude and I raise my own vibration, right? So I'm happy and I'm grateful for contribution freedom. Oh, I'm happy and grateful. Oh, do you know what? I'm happy and grateful and appreciate the contribution that I'm able to make to others just by being me. And so I will say that somebody had said to me in a relationship like building context that I've awakened so much in them that they have not experienced in years, like since just speaking to me. I'm happy and grateful for that, just to have that, just to be me, because these intentional living codes don't just happen here, they happen throughout the day for me in all of the engagements that I have and how I live my life, like really show up. And to know that my work, my soul work, and my soul signature system supports others is like, wow. So I talk about manifesting a life work balance, your light work and your lifestyle. So you can choose to express gratitude for your light work or your lifestyle contribution. That's what I'm grateful for. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate health. Okay, I will say that I'm happy and grateful and appreciate health in the terms of right now, our family are taking care of each other for a minor health thing that comes up in children when they're around school environments. You know, they pass on different things, and I've just been invited to, I don't want to say it because it's not my business, but just invited. I've just been given like a little bit of medication to take for all of our family are going to take to manage our health. I will say that. I'm happy and grateful that that's what came up because that's what I've just done. It's going through my body and whatever is in there. If there's anything that needs to be cleared, it'll be cleared. Might do some tapping on it as well. Happy and grateful and appreciate emotional freedom. Oh my goodness. Your girl cried, like, and I'll talk about this tomorrow. I literally, I don't really cry that often. I do cry, but I don't really cry that often. And there's certain things that make me cry, and certain things that I'm like, yeah, I'm good. And I've been very vulnerable and very open, and in the surrender and in the prayer, just tears. And do you know what? It feels beautiful. It just feels amazing to be raw and real, and open, and my heart is open, you know? Yeah, I will say that. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate my environment, being able to come to my nieces and come work and record and put my ring lights on and just be here. It just feels amazing. Happy and grateful and appreciate relationship freedom. I will say my relationship with my niece, it's a beautiful relationship, and I'm happy because it's on track and it's what have you. And I can hear my great nephew come in. I want to start the YouTube podcast earlier. So I'm not here at that time. But yeah, that relationship and just the bond that we have is beautiful. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate spiritual freedom. The cards, the keepers of the light, getting the message that we need to get when I need to get it, getting the confirmations, the signs and synchronicities. I was up in the night, like I say, I saw the 111. I've been seeing so much. Seeing the 333, just loads and loads and loads, and I'm journaling about it. I'm like, oh my gosh, like wow. So listening to that guidance, I'm happy and grateful and appreciate financial freedom. It just keeps coming to me. I'm like, oh, okay, for this, and I'm like, wow. Just I have that sense of freedom. Yeah, I'm like, wow. So I'm happy and grateful for that. All right, let's play the Bank 50K in 50 Days Challenge. And hopefully you can only hear me. You can't hear my great nephew, but if you can, it is what it is. I have a sip of coffee. All right, so we come towards the end of the episode. And so again, this journal, the Soul Legacy Journal, is the founder of the Soul Legacy Academy and a host at the Soul Legacy TV, Spiritual Business Success YouTube podcast. I journal, do my journaling. And so this journal is a magical journal. I call it, again, 365 days of your spiritual awakening story. Every time we elevate, every time I come here, I want you to have that elevation in your consciousness. That's my intention, right? Setting that intention. And I call it a co-created soul path to spiritual alchemy for light workers. And so this journal is part of my companion journal for my co-author book series. So again, it's just the journey, and I want you to be able to share your spiritual awakening story. And if you want to collaborate with me, email submissions at soullegacyacademy.com, and I will give you more information, or I'll get my assistant to give you more information about the co-author book series. I do have the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Masterclass, which I'll share with you the links around this video, that you can come and I can share information with you on that as well. And the process of enrolling and getting on my co-author enrollment call. For those of you who have emailed, then I will get back to you. I've got an email to send out actually today or tomorrow, probably tomorrow now. But it's lovely. It's really nice to see that. So this journal is, and this process is to support those who become readers of that companion book. And I went through a process of my spiritual awakening. This is what I'm sharing. This is me awakening through different areas of my life, right, daily. And visioning was the tool that I used for my spiritual ascension, and journaling. So one of the things that I notice as light workers, as spiritual business owners, as spiritual entrepreneurs, balancing our health and our wealth is financial freedom. So I went through a process of, okay, if I want to have spiritual business success, I need to be able to have the financial freedom so I can have freedom in all areas of my life, the 7 freedoms, including my health, which included, I don't know about you, but when you don't have the money, so I've been bankrupt, I've been homeless, I've had all the rock bottoms, right? When you don't have the financial freedom, the worry, the emotions on that, but also the health, like choosing what it is that you're going to eat, even based on the financial freedom, like what it is that you're like, it impacts your health, whether you want a personal trainer, you want to join the gym, it limits the choices that you can make health wise, right? So the journal is designed to give you £1,000, dollars or euros every single day. And I want to know what you're going to spend this on. So being in vibrational alignment, this is the challenge. The Bank 50K in 50 Days Challenge is doing this vibrationally first. So we spend it every single day. If you don't want to spend it daily, then you carry the vibrational money voucher over to the next day. Spend it, post it in the group, post it in the vision board group if you want to, buddy up with somebody and spend this vibrational money voucher. Elevate your relationship with money so it's healthy, right? And so there's rules to the game. I call it the soul income game. So then there's a vibrational money voucher in the group as well. And I'll leave the link in the cards in the description for you to join it. There's rules, type 10%. So who you be with money, you have a healthy relationship with money, you know that it feels safe, it feels good. My worthy cause that I tithe is to Compassionate Friends, which is a charity for bereaved parents, which I am one. I dedicate my soul work to my son. Come from the space and the energy of your emotional health, your mental health is good. Like, all of your bills are paid, all of your taxes are paid, like everything's done, right? What would you spend your vibrational money voucher on? Write that in your journal, post it in the group, let me know, but let your body know, and go and actually imagine yourself experiencing whatever it is that is on your vision board. So that's why it's really important to do your vision board first. The spiritual business vision board, spiritual business success isn't just serving everyone. It isn't just the business. It's, for me, it's creating the business model that, yes, we're in vibrational alignment to. If you have a vision where you have a vision for freedom, like I do, is like, okay, well, how healthy is your business model? And I know that serving one-to-one is not the one. It's not the one for the spiritual entrepreneur, for the light worker. It isn't. That's where we start. But for me, and I just felt like an energy. That's where we start, but it isn't where we end, right? And so I want to support you in the Bank 50K in 50 Days Challenge. And I wrote my book. It's called Spiritual YouTubers from Scratch, a soul-guided influencer's compass to leverage your light work and lifestyle on YouTube. And the links are in the show notes, in the cards, in the description, on the YouTube channel. Google Amazon, put Iona Meade on Amazon, and you'll find the book. Inside the book, if you are a book reader, what I wanted to do is create a community for my readers. There's a 5-day fast track movement marketing model. It's a course to get clarity on how you want to serve, right, in the world, and actually showing up, speaking out, and serving deep as an author and an authority. Author meaning of being on Amazon, writing your book, getting that out there. And authority meaning actually being on video and actually streaming out your video, creating an online presence, but positioning yourself and your business and actually creating a healthy business model where you can have the freedom to be in relationships, to have date nights, to have date days, to travel the world, to do all the things, right? So it's just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So the Bank 50K in 50 Days Challenge, we do it vibrationally first, and then we do it in the visible world. And I talk about it in the book. So I have a masterclass that happens live on the last Monday of the month at 3 p.m. UK time. I invite you to that. Register for it. Come and let me know. Okay, Iona, I want to speak to. I'm ready to speak to, serve, and sign up my high-paying soul clients so that I can have a healthier lifestyle, so that I can have freedom in all areas of my life. I love it. I would love to support you. That's my jam. That's my sole purpose. I'm just like in awe of being able to build a business model where I feel that level of freedom, right? It's just amazing. All right, so that's the Bank 50K in 50 Days Challenge. I have a free monthly networking call for my readers, for the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network. Super excited for that, to come and co-create, collaborate, and cross-promote with joint vision partners. Do your vision board challenge so that you know that you're clear on who it is that you're here to serve. We have the spiritual women entrepreneurs and light workers networking call, free networking call, same call. We have a group for that. It's new. I'm going to let everybody into that this week before Friday, so we can all jump on the call. And that happens on the first Monday of the month at 9 p.m. UK time. Coming together and collaborating it with fellow spiritual women, spiritual biz YouTubers, and fellow light workers is the most powerful energy that I just know. I just like literally coming together as light minds and being a beacon of light is just like, whoa, for me, because you form that collective force, right? We don't have to do this alone. We don't have to do our light work alone. So that is it. Hopefully this episode has helped you. Thank you for everyone who shares this out. I really do appreciate you. Give me a thumbs up, give me a like, subscribe to the Soul Legacy TV, Spiritual Business Success with Iona. Yeah, so you know, I just really appreciate you spending this time with me. Again, watching on the replay, thank you. #replay. Here's to showing up, speaking out, and serving deep. Share your gifts and shine your light, because you are born to serve. Be blessed in your soul purpose. I will see you on the next episode. Come back to Health Freedom Tuesday every single Tuesday. I will see you on the next episode, which is Emotional Freedom Wednesday. Take care. Big love.